Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Church Insider. This is the second edition of What Really Happened, and today we will be getting into Gold War II, and it will be the first part, which was really short. There wasn't really much there, but we're going to look into it and see what really happened, because that was such a short war. I think it gets forgotten a lot of times. So we are going to see about that in today's episode. We are actually going to start with the end. So, how did it really end? And so, in here, it talks about how Israel wanted to quit because he wanted to focus on other things. Of course, even in here, I'm skeptical of that. I'm thinking he probably knows he's going to lose. Because he was on my team in the first Gold War. He wasn't in the second one, so he probably just didn't want to do it because he knew he was going to lose. I was skeptical of that. So, what is the official word today? I have asked Israel about it multiple times. And, he's kind of stuck with the same thing of I needed to focus on schoolwork and all of that stuff. Now it comes down to, do I really truly believe it? And I don't really think I do, because I think that he did it because he wasn't on my team. Now, the reason originally that it would not seem like that was a factor is because in the second one, he wasn't on my team. However, as you will find out, he kind of was in a sense. That'll come in a few later episodes. Everybody already knows it pretty much. But in the second part of Gold War II, we talked, let's just say that. So this would be the only war that he wasn't really on my team at all. So it would make sense. And it was so short, he didn't really give it a chance. There had never been any warning of him getting bored of the game. There had been no warning of him needing to focus on other stuff, especially since the Gold Wars are a lot of stuff that basically is just on Sunday. I do a lot of stuff outside of Sunday, but, Israel always just did stuff on Sunday, so it doesn't quite make sense. He's got to focus on school stuff during church. He comes early. What are you going to do? You're going to work on your homework? And, of course, he never did. So it seems just unlikely that that was the true reason behind it. It was more of, we're going to lose. Let's get it over with now, which, I don't necessarily blame him for that. But it would have definitely opened up a whole new era if we would have continued that war, considering in that short amount of time, we actually did have some action. So, the next thing is what really happened at all in the second Gold War, the first part, because there actually was some stuff that did happen. So, Israel had to give me clues. He ended up forgetting. He had to make them very quickly, which you can read in here. And so he had to make them quick, which made it so they weren't that good, honestly. They were pretty easy to decipher. So that was easy. Then, something that people forget, I invited all of them over, and we did a bunch of stuff, and then we had the ruling, which Isaiah was the judge. He's completely neutral. He listened to every side and was fair because he knew nothing about the Gold War. My team ended up winning, which now gave me an advantage that saved my life later. Okay, so let me just backtrack here for a second to see what the trial was about. Oh, yes, okay. Israel decided to sue me for having Nerf guns. So what really happened there? That is a very awesome part. So basically, I wanted Israel to sue me, and I wanted to win. So how do you go about doing something like that? I wasn't exactly sure, but I thought about it for a while, and Avery ended up having the idea that what if we make it seem like it's somebody on his team's idea, even though they're on my team, which of course that person was Aiden. Aiden pretended he was on Israel's team, but actually was on mine. So what ended up happening was I brought one of my Nerf guns to church that is identical to Israel's. So I grabbed it, I have it, then I tell Aiden, you need to go tell Israel that he can sue me because I have one of his Nerf guns, because that was an earlier trial in Cold War 1. And so Aiden tells Israel doesn't think anything of it and says, I'm going to sue you, you have one of my Nerf guns. I act like bummed out because I'm probably going to lose, and then of course when we get into the actual trial, I win easily because it's my Nerf gun. There's nothing he can do. He lost another trial, I won another trial. So it was basically a way of even setting me up even further for success. People wouldn't want to challenge me as much either. And so, he wasn't very happy about that. And that could be one of the reasons why he wanted to quit Cold War II so soon. I'm not exactly sure. But that is what happened in that trial. It was basically a created trial because we knew we were obviously going to win, so we kind of created it, and he sued us. So nowadays, if we could create a trial like that, CC would be on the line. So if you can somehow frame somebody for something, they have to actually pay, and then if you win, you get money, and so stuff like that. So it's actually a good thing if you can create a situation like that, but it's kind of hard to do. That took some time. You had to have trust built up. So Aiden, he wasn't super trustful of Aiden, but it didn't seem like anything was wrong with suggesting that. In fact, it made it seem like Aiden was even more on his team because, why would he suggest something if he's actually on my team? So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Next one, we'll be going into Streets of Cold War Volume 2, and of course that is the second part of Cold War II, which of course has a different name, which we will go over next time. In the third edition, which probably will take us into the fourth as well, because it takes a while to explain all that is truly in this and all the different things that happened. So, thank you guys.